So what is the logic behind a neurosensory active meditation? Well, first of all, you're activating, as the name says, sensory, your five senses. And second of all, what you're doing is you're making a combination of breathing oxygen while you're keeping your body in movement, and you're paying attention to your surroundings and your environment. But the more oxygen you actually consciously put into your lungs and into your brain, that means that you're actually harmonizing your neurons, especially the sensory portion of your brain, which is your five senses. So the idea of practicing on a regular basis a meditation in which you can be aware of your five senses is to not only give you self-awareness, but then at the same time to get your brain to work more coherently. You see, it's interesting because in the major cities, one of the biggest concerns that people have is insecurity. And if you think about it, you see insecurity, and a lot of people, get robbed or assaulted. Most of the times because they're not paying attention, because they're distracted. So how do you maintain your self-awareness and your alertness in order to not get assaulted or to avoid getting not assaulted, right? Well, you have to empty your mind, because the more that you're thinking, the more you're concentrated on this or just going into your phone while you're walking on the street, well, you're given the chance to, bad people to take advantage of you, right? But luckily, self-awareness or mindfulness is something that has been studied for years. I will probably say for decades, if not many more years, because even though ancient civilizations, they actually used to do that, right? I mean, if we look at Hinduism or Buddhism, right, they already practiced this 2,000, 3,000, 5,000 years ago. But anyhow, one of the secrets, of course, of maintaining mindfulness is precisely to be able to empty your mind, to be in the present moment. And something that I've been working lately with my customers is precisely on how to help them realize where their mind is. Sometimes it is too much in the past, or there's a lot of ruminating thoughts, or sometimes it is too much in the future, creating expectations, or sometimes creating the assumption of a result of something that has not happened yet. And because of that, we get anxious. And our body creates a stress hormone every time that we are anxious, which is called cortisol, which travels all around your blood system, and it actually reaches your brain. And one thing that is important to understand is that our brain and our body is a process. It's a combination of chemical processes. And depending on the chemistry that we are producing in our body and in our brain, that is going to determine also the health and the good condition of our body, even though of our thinking and even our thoughts, right? Now, it sounds a little bit contradictory, But here's something that I want you to take into account. It is not the brain that determines the health of the mind. It is the other way around. It is the mind that determines the health of the brain. Okay? And because of that, I think it's important to mention this, because on a daily basis, the brain has the ability to produce something between 70 to 80,000 thoughts a day. And 90% of those thoughts, guess what? They're repetitive. They're thoughts that we have from the past. The things that we ate yesterday, that we did 2 days ago, that we remember that happened 5, 10, 15 years ago. And that makes us be always thinking in the past. And we're thinking in the past at every single moment, even when we're watching the same repetitive toxic news, or even when we are relating to the same toxic people. We are generating thoughts, we are generating feelings that constantly are bombarding ourselves and our minds. You see? So the idea of this kind of meditations or types of meditations or practices is precisely to help you to disconnect from those toxic and invasive thoughts that we have on a daily basis, right? And be more aware of our inner self, to connect more with the sense of contemplation. And contemplation means being present, being in the moment, with the 5 senses, catching everything. So I hope this little video will enlighten you in some way. It's a very simple gift of knowledge that I have acquired and that I have been practicing for a while. And again, my name is Johan Stredet, and I am a brain fitness expert in neuroscience and holistic neuroscience, and also I am a spiritual life coach. And I'll be happy to help you whenever you get to see this video, or if you get to see this video and this calls your attention. Okay, so have a wonderful and blessed day.